Good morning, students. In the last class, we are studying about the human reproduction topic, and in human reproduction, we studied about the male reproductive system and the female reproductive system. We were discussing about the male and the female reproductive system. Until now, we have also discussed about few of those terminologies as such: gametogenesis, insemination, implantation, and gestation, parturition. These are the few of those terminologies which we are time and again we are going to study in this particular chapter. Coming to this, in the male reproductive system and female reproductive system, these two diagrams are important for your exam point of view. These two are very important in your exam point of view. Now coming to the male reproductive system and the female reproductive system. So these are the different parts of the male reproductive system, such as seminal vesicle, prostate gland, vas deferens or vasa deferens, testis, scrotum, urethra and penis. So these are the different parts of the male reproductive system. And as I say, both the diagrams are very important. Can be asked for you for 3 or 5 marks. This can be asked for you for 3 and or 5 marks. So it is very important diagrams. Coming to the female reproductive system, there is a uterus, fallopian tube, ovary, cervix, and vagina. So these are the different parts of the female reproductive system. Now, the male reproductive system and the female reproductive system, how does the sexual intercourse takes place, how the fertilization takes place, zygote is formed, embryo develops and the fetus grows, and how the delivery takes place. Everything we are going to study in this particular chapter. Now coming to this, male reproductive system and female reproductive system, the parts, why they are important, where they are important, and how does they help for the reproduction process we are going to study. Each part of the male reproductive system and female reproductive system, you need to understand and know why they are important. For example, if the question can be asked in this way also, draw and explain the male reproductive system or female reproductive system. Yes, draw and explain the male reproductive system or female reproductive system. So the questions can be asked in this way. So it is very important, and the diagrams are also important. The questions are time and again asked. So coming to the male reproductive system, once again I said that there is a different parts in this. There is seminal vesicle, prostate gland, testis, epididymis, penis, vas deferens, and urethra. So this is the LS structure of the male reproductive system. So here, once again I will say it is an important diagram. So when you draw this diagram, usually you have to give this diagram and it is asked, draw and explain the male reproductive system. So here we are going to study about the epididymis, vas deferens, vasa efferentia, rete testis, testicular lobules, glans penis, foreskin, testis, urethra, prostate gland, seminal vesicle, urinary bladder, and vulvotrial gland. Now, when you draw it, each parts you need to give the explanation. You need to give the explanation. For example, now, testis. What does this testis do in this male reproductive system? Testis is nothing but which produces sperms and produces male hormones such as testosterone. I have told you in the start of this chapter only I have told you that In this particular chapter, you are going to come across a lot many of the hormones involved in the reproductive process, hormones involved in the reproduction process. Whether it can be hormones from the start, that is from the menstrual cycle, then coming to the formation of sperms, or from the fertilization process, then the insemination process, then the embryo going and attaching to the this endometrium wall of the uterus, that is implantation. After implantation, then the that is embryogenesis. After embryogenesis, then the parturition, and then the lactation. Even till there, the hormones are involved. Hormones are involved. You people must have come across such things, right? High on hormones. People say you look very high on hormones or something like that. Why that? Because the hormones are the ones which controls the functions of our body that can affect us physiologically and psychologically also. So what does this do? Testis is the one which produces sperms. You have come across this part, which we call it as testis. Yes or no? Which we call it as testis. What it does, it produces sperms, and the hormone known as testosterone. What it produces? A hormone known as testosterone. Now, what does the scrotum do and where it is present? What does the scrotum do and where it is present? So, here, what happens? Uh, the sperms which are produced inside the testis need a slightly lower temperature. Okay, it needs a slightly lower temperature than the body temperature. Okay, than the body temperature. It supports and protects the testis. It supports and protects the testis part. Okay, supports and protects the testis part, and it gives one environment for the development of the sperm. It's at a slightly lower temperature for the normal development of sperm. Scrotum, what it does, we need to remember, what does the scrotum do? Scrotum does nothing but supports and protects the testis. Okay, it supports and protects the testis. Next coming to seminal vesicle. Next coming to seminal vesicle. So what does this seminal vesicle do? Here you can see here, this is the yellow color part. Yes, students, can you see? This is the seminal vesicle. Now what does this seminal vesicle do? It stores the sperm temporarily. Here the storing of the sperm takes place, storing of the sperms takes place for a temporary basis. For the temporary basis. Yes, I'm showing the slide again so that you can write down it and take as well. Okay, you need to know that what does the part do, seminal vesicle, what does it do? And also I'm showing you the picture so that you get the idea where it is present. Okay, so seminal vesicle, what it does, it stores the sperm for a temporary basis. For the temporary basis. Okay, once again I'm telling you, scrotum supports and protects the testis. Testis is where the sperms develop. Okay, it produces sperms and it's at a slightly lower temperature for normal development of sperm. So this sperm needs a lower temperature for its proper development. Okay, for its proper development. Next coming to sperm ducts. Now what are the sperm ducts? Transport sperm to the urethra in preparation for ejaculation. Yes. What happens here? Transport sperms to the urethra in preparation for ejaculation. When here in the urethra, this part it is present, no? During the ejaculation, that is during the sexual intercourse, when the sperms, yes, the sperms are allowed to come inside this urethra part. The sperms are allowed to come inside the urethra part. And who helps in the movement of the sperms? or the transportation of the sperm ducts helps in the transportation of the sperm to the urethra and preparation of ejaculation. Ejaculation is nothing but from where it ejaculates, from here when it ejaculates, that is the sperm ejaculation takes place inside the female genital tract. So the sperm duct helps in the transportation of the sperms to the urethra in preparation of the ejaculation. That is when the sperms are transported out from the male body to the female body. Next, coming to prostate gland. Now, what is this prostate gland? Contains fluid which is rich in nutrients and enzymes to nourish the sperm and activate them. Yes. So, what does this prostate gland do here? The prostate gland contains the fluid which is rich in nutrients and enzymes. Okay. So, what happens here? This prostate gland, can you see here this part? Yes, students, this is that prostate gland. So it is rich in nutrients and enzymes. What it is rich in? It is rich in nutrients and enzymes and to nourish the sperms and activate them. Yes, sperm activation is very important. If there is any such thing that the deficiency, if there is any kind of a deficiency in men regarding this, that is and they are not rich in nutrients and the enzymes required for the erection or the ejaculation of the sperm. Yes, ejection or ejaculation of the sperm. That can be one disorder. It can be one disorder. So here contains fluid which is rich in nutrients and enzymes to nourish the sperms and activate them. Yes, sperm activation is very important because once the acrosome part, we are going to study it in the further topics. So what happens here? The acrosome part. So if I take this is just a rough diagram. So the acrosome part here, the head part of the sperm, it has to be activated so that it can go and fertilize the egg. Fertilize the egg. So contains the fluid. This prostate gland, it contains a fluid which is rich in nutrients and enzymes to nourish the sperms and activate them. To nourish the sperms means for them, it helps in the development of the sperm. It nourishes the developing sperms. It helps in the proper development of the sperm and to activate them. To activate them so that they can fertilize the egg. Next, coming to urethra. Now, what is this urethra and why it is important? Urethra carries semen and urine to outside the body. So helps in the this urethra helps in the carrying outside the semen, that is the sperms, and also the urine outside the body. So urethra is important. Next, coming to penis. Enter the vagina of a woman during sexual intercourse to deposit semen. Yes, it helps in the movement of the movement of the sperm outside the body of the men, so that it can ejaculate during the sexual intercourse and deposit the semen so that the sperms can travel inside the female reproductive part. So penis enters the vagina. So here can you see this part? It enters the vagina of the woman during sexual intercourse to deposit the semen. Now in the male reproductive system, here there are testes, scrotum, seminal vesicle, prostate gland, sperm ducts, urethra and penis, and they all are very important in the sexual reproduction process of the male and the female. Now coming to testes, first thing you need to remember, it produces the sperm, produces male hormones such as testosterone. Yes, so that is what testes do. Next, coming to scrotum. Scrotum helps in the protection of the testis, the supporting the testis, and also it has got a slightly lower temperature for the development of the sperm, so that the sperm can develop properly in the lower temperature. Next, coming to seminal vesicle. Seminal vesicle, it stores the sperm for a temporary basis. Seminal vesicle, it stores the sperm for the temporary basis. Yes. Next, coming to sperm ducts, transports the sperm to the urethra in the preparation of ejaculation. Whenever there is a ejaculation or a sexual intercourse, from where the sperm are transferred or transported from the male to the female body. Next, coming to prostate gland. Contains fluid which is rich in nutrients and enzymes. It contains a fluid which is rich in nutrients and enzymes to nourish the sperm and activate them. Nourish the sperm and activate them. Urethra carries semen and urine to outside of the body. Urethra carries semen and urine to outside of the body. It helps in the movement of the sperm outside the body. Next, coming to penis, enter the vagina of a woman during sexual intercourse to deposit the semen. Yes, from the body, from the male body, it can be transported to the female body through the penis part of the male reproductive system. So these are some of those parts of the male reproductive system. Next, coming to some of the others, that is epididymis, vas deferens, a spermatic cord, prostate gland, which we have already discussed. Okay, now coming to penis, protects the urethra, urethra, which when engrowth makes the penis rigid and erect. Protects the gland penis. Yes. Now what it is? So what it does, it helps in the penis helps in the erection of the uh, erection and rigid as well. So why it is important? If in case the penis is not erected or there is a problem in the erection, then it can be a kind of a disorder. We call it as a dysfunction of the male reproductive part. Dysfunction of the male reproductive part. So here, it is important so that the proper sexual intercourse, that is the movement or the transportation of the sperm from the body of the male, can take place in the woman. Next, coming to scrotum, which we have already discussed, it is divided into two compartments of the internal organs, that is testis, epididymis, and vas deferens. Temperature regulation of the testis helps in the lowering the temperature so that there is a proper development of the sperms. Proper development of the sperms. Next, coming to testis, it helps in the production, that is the production of the sperms inside the male reproductive part. Next, coming to epididymis, storage and transport of sperm cells, sperm maturation also takes place. Epididymis, can you see here? This part inside this testis, retitestis and all. So this epididymis stores storage and transportation of the sperms. This epididymis helps in. It stores and transports the sperm cell and also helps in sperm maturation. Next, coming to vas deferens, cord-like structure that transports the sperms from the testis and epididymis into the urethra. Can you see here, students? This part, a cord-like structure means a pipe-like structure, filament-like a structure. What it does, it takes the sperm from the testis and helps in the movement inside the urethra part, this part. It helps like a cord like a structure, no? A pipe like a structure it is. So it helps in the cord like a structure that transports the sperm from the testis and epididymis into the urethra part, from where the ejaculation can take place. Then coming to spermatic cord. Now what does this spermatic cord do? Spermatic cord protects the vas deferens, internal and external spermatic arteries, artery of the vas venous pampiform plexus, lymph vessels, and nerves. It helps in the protection of the other veins and the arteries which are involved in this reproduction, involved in the part of the reproductive part of the male, which are involved in the as a part of the reproductive part of the male. Next, coming to prostate gland. Can you see a prostate gland, which I have told you this part? Yes, this prostate gland produces some of the seminal fluid, also produces a thin white fluid that mixes with the seminal fluid to neutralize the urethra and vagina to maintain sperm viability. It helps in the movement of the sperm viability. That is the movement of the sperm from the male reproductive part to the female vagina, and also helps in the make sure that there is a neutralization of the fluid. There is a neutralization of the fluid so that it can be moved easily from the male body to the female body. So prostate gland is important. Let's come to seminal vesicle. Produces most of the seminal fluid. Seminal vesicle produces most of the seminal fluid. So this is an important diagram, plus it is the parts of the male reproductive system is very important. If it is asked for you, draw and explain the male reproductive system, then you have to explain all these parts, that is from the seminal vesicle, prostate gland, bulbourethral gland, urethra, testis, epididymis, vasa deferens. You need to explain it. Yes, you need to explain it. Now coming to the male reproductive system again. So here the male reproductive system is located in the pelvic region. Yes, pelvic region is nothing but below the abdomen part of the male. It includes a pair of testes along with the accessory duct glands and external genitalia, which is the penis, which helps in the movement of the sperm from the male body to the female body. The testes are situated outside the abdominal cavity with the pouch called the scrotum. Yes, scrotum is nothing but the skin which covers the testes and also helps in the regulation of the temperature. The testes are outside the abdominal cavity, means you can see and feel it also that they are outside the body, whereas they are not situated inside. The scrotum helps in maintaining the low temperature of the testis necessary for the spermatogenesis process. As spermatogenesis is nothing but formation of sperm. Formation of sperm. So it is outside. It helps in the maintaining the lower temperature of the testis for the formation of the sperm. In adults, each testis is oval in shape with a length of about 4 to 5 centimeter and width of about 2 to 3 centimeter. Yes, this testis, which is outside the body of the abdominal cavity, it is the somewhere around 4 to 5 centimeter of length and 2 to 3 centimeter of width. Each testis is about 250 compartment called as testicular lobules. Each testis is about 250 compartments. Inside this, can you see? These are the different compartments like this compartments. So how many compartments are there? 250 compartments, and they are known as testicular lobules. What they are called as? They are called as testicular lobules. Each testicular lobule contains one to three highly coiled seminiferous tubules in which sperms are produced. Here, this way. These are nothing but, this is nothing but seminiferous tubule. What it is? Seminiferous tubule. And inside each seminiferous tubule, they produce the sperm, in which the sperms are produced. Each seminiferous tubule is lined by two types of cells, namely male germ cell and Sertoli cells. In the male germ cell, Sertoli cells. Okay. So the seminiferous tubule we are going to study in the next class. We'll be studying that in a very detailed manner about the seminiferous tubule. How does the Sertoli cells helps in the production of the sperms, and also how what are the different functions of the Leydig or the interstitial cells, and what hormones are secreted in the seminiferous tubule in the production of the sperms. So here in male reproductive system, today we studied about where it is situated. It is situated in the pelvic region of the male. It includes a pair of testes, accessory duct, glands, and external genitalia, which we call it as penis. The testes are situated outside the abdominal cavity. That is, you can feel and see the testis part of the male reproductive system, and they are covered, or they are protected by the scrotum, which helps in the maintaining or regulating the temperature so that there is a proper development and formation of sperms. In adults, each testis is oval shaped. It is an oval shape of around 4 to 5 centimeter length and 2 to 3 centimeter width. Each testis is about how many compartments? 250 compartments, and they are known as testicular lobules. What they are known as? They are known as testicular lobules. Each testicular lobule contains 1 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubules in which sperms are produced. Seminiferous tubule we are going to study in the next class, but you need to remember how the seminiferous tubule is. This is nothing but the seminiferous tubule. They are highly coiled, and inside this, the sperms are developed. The sperms develop. So this is about the male reproductive system which we studied today. We are going to study about the seminiferous tubule in the next class. And remember, this is an important diagram. Please make sure that you learn the diagram and also the different parts of the male reproductive system. Coming to this part now, anything or any such topic you have not understood, if there is any particular doubt, if you want me to repeat anything once again, or you feel that okay, this was not quite complicated, or you have not followed me, you can please inform it to me in the next class, or you can inform it to me personally as well, so that it can be repeated once again and your doubt is clear. Please make sure you ask it now itself. Do not give any doubts with yourself and do not get confused at all. If you find that okay, it was too fast or anything, you couldn't follow it, or if you want me to repeat anything again, or you want a proper detailed description again, you can just inform it to me so that it can be cleared. It's a very important chapter. Plus, these male reproductive system, female reproductive system are very important. So please make sure that you are studying it properly. Revise whatever is told. Go through the topics again so that it can be helpful for you for your coming internals or anything. This chapter is not involved. You do not have to worry much about for now, but it is an important chapter for your exam point of view. Now coming to your assignments question, I'll be giving you assignment question. That is two questions I'll be giving you for today. Last time we have given you those 5 questions. Many of them have submitted. I want others also to submit it. The ones who have not submitted until now, those 5 questions are very important. Write down and take assignment questions. Define parthenogenesis. Second one, what is emasculation? The third one, differentiate between diagenogamy and xenogamy. So these are the 3 questions, 3 assignment questions for today. You need to submit it to me before your next class. So make sure that everyone have to submit it. Your last assignment questions will be soon corrected and given to you. But these are the 3 questions which you have to submit it to me in the before the next class. Thank you, students. All the best. Revise regularly for your coming internals. Please make sure you are studying it. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.